Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller Prospecting, and it's Paydirt Championship time again, part 2 of my quarterfinals. Now, last week I reviewed the first 4 sellers' bags in Bear Prospecting, Brian Thomas Gold, Culver Prospecting, and Gold Bay, and I got a lot of high ROIs and some really good scores. In today's video, I am going to review the second 4 sellers in Gold Nugget Man, Gold Nugget Sales, RJ's Paydirt, and Vendetta Prospecting. And hopefully I will get some really high scores and ROIs on these bags as well. Then at the end of this video, I will compare all 8 sellers' scores from last week and this week and see which 4 Paydirts are moving forward to the semifinals and which 4 are out of the competition. But let's flash up the description for today's 4 Paydirts, go to the overhead, and check them out a little bit closer. As you saw, some really good descriptions there. Gold Nugget Sales and Vendetta Prospecting have great descriptions. Gold Nugget Man has a decent description, could definitely use more info on it. RJ, sadly, not very much info and definitely needs more help for this one. Now let's weigh them up, see if they are the stated amount in the descriptions. This was supposed to be 8 ounces. It's over 14 ounces here. We're over 4 pounds for the RJs. There we go, 4 pounds, 2.1. And lastly, Vendetta Prospecting at 2 pounds. And there we go, just over at 2 pounds, 0.4 ounces. And now let's open them up, take a look at the material. As usual, I will always rinse these out. This one I won't rinse out, I don't think I need to. Get the scissors, make this easy. And the 4 pounds from RJ's. So definitely some different material. I think every one of these is different. Lots of little bitty shiny things in the RJ's. Some very dark, dusty material from the Colorado bag. And let's check them to see if there's any magnetite in them. Almost nothing in this one. Again, nothing in that one. A little bit in the Vendetta. And lastly, the RJ's. RJ seems to have a decent amount in there. It's a lot of material, So hopefully these bags aren't too difficult. I have to go through 4 of them. If anything, the RJs will probably be the most difficult just because it's so much material. That and the Vendetta. Vendetta typically has really hard Paydirts, not too many easy ones on his website. Now, just like in last week's video, I am not going to classify these down. I'm just going to go straight to the panning station, pan them out one at a time. I might change out the water in between each, but it'll depend on if the water gets mucked up or dirty, if there's any organics, things like that. But if the water stays relatively clean, then I will just keep panning them out one after another. And hopefully find some good gold, but there's only one way to find out, and that's to pan them out. So let's go do just that.
Thought I heard a blackbird sing up on Bluebird Hill. Call me a whining boy if you will. Going where the sun don't shine, the rain refuses to fall. And see if you hear me when I call. Thought I heard a sea whistle blowing sweet and low. underneath the Kokomo. Why that boy got no place to go? So many roads I tell you, so many roads I know. All I want is one to be home. I know how to road to the low. So many roads I know. So many roads, so many roads. Thought I heard the jug band sing, if you know who else will. Over on the far side of the hill. And the rain refused to fall. No one hears when I call. Wind inside and the wind outside, tangled in the window blind. Wondering why you treat me so unkind. Down where the sun don't shine, lonely in a cold day. Got no place to go, ain't that a shame? New York to San Francisco, so many roads I know. All I want is one to lead me home. So many roads I know. So many roads, so many roads. In the land of the midnight sun, where the ice blue roses grow, along those roads of cold and silver snow. The morning low, so many roads I know. So many roads to heal my soul. 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 So many roads.
Well, finished panning everything out as you saw, and some of those were a little bit difficult, but not all of them. The Gold Nugget Man was extremely easy, chunky gold, and clean material. Gold Nugget Sales was a little bit difficult because it is very dark material that desperately needs to be cleaned. It's very silty. The RJ's Paydirt, a lot of material and a lot of stuff that's not gold, like copper, things like that just get in the way. So there's a lot of material and a lot of other stuff. And the Vendetta Prospecting, this bag was a little bit easy for a Vendetta bag, but still not super easy. It had some of the smaller gold out of these 4 bags. But let's start weighing them up. I am going to weigh up the Nugget from Gold Nugget Man alone just to see, because it is the biggest piece out of them. And there you go, over a half a gram. We'll weigh up the rest of it. And as again, all these bags are guaranteed 1 gram. There you go, 1.255. That's a lot more than I thought would be in these. Yeah, 1.255. Just my thumb touching it moved it. Then we'll do Gold Nugget Sales. $1.065. RJ's Paydirt. $1.015 for RJ's. And lastly, Vendetta Prospecting. And there you go, 1.065 as well. All right, finished calculating my ROIs, writing up my reviews, scoring these last 4 Paydirts, and let's see how they did so we can stack them up to last week's scores and see who's moving forward. And we'll just open up the spreadsheet right here so we can go through this together. And as you saw, I went through Gold Nugget Man, Gold Nugget Sales, RJ's Paydirt, and Vendetta Prospecting. They were all guaranteed 1 gram of gold. The gold spot was the exact same as last week when these were ordered by my secret shopper at $86.04. Now for Gold Nugget Man, his total cost was $98. I recovered 1.255 grams of gold for a total gold value of $107.98. Gold Nugget Sales total cost was $94.90. Recovered 1.065 grams of gold for a total value of $91.63. RJ's Paydirt was a total cost of $100. I recovered 1.015 grams worth $87.33. Vendetta Prospecting total cost $98. Recovered 1.065 grams for a value of $91.63. And now let's get to the ROIs for Gold Nugget Man. His ROI was 110.18%, which is a perfect 10 on my score. Gold Nugget Sales ended up with a 96.55 ROI. RJ's Paydirt had an 87.33. And lastly, Vendetta Prospecting had a 93.50% ROI. And for fun factor, I'm not going to take away or add anything to the ROIs. It's just going to be the exact same score as the ROI, just like I did last week. So we have a 10 here, 9.7, an 8.7, and a 9.4. So some really good scores so far. For description, Gold Nugget Man only gets a 6. He needs more information, except for the picker telling you that the picker is from Nevada. It doesn't tell you that all the gold is from there, that he mines it himself. There's a lot of information he could put in there that would definitely get that score up. Gold Nugget Sales always has great descriptions, gets a 10. RJ's Paydirt, and this is going over all his Paydirts. I went through everyone's Paydirt and scored them over their entire website. RJ's Paydirt is only getting a 4. His Paydirts don't have great description unless you're going for one of his chase bags. Those are the only ones he puts a very detailed description in, and that's mostly just to tell you about the chase itself. Vendetta Prospecting, a 10. Every single one of Vendetta Prospecting's is a 10. He does a great job at his description. Quantity and packaging, Gold Nugget Man is getting a 10. He uses those bottles so they're not going to break. It was over the stated amount. Gold Nugget Sales is getting a 9. RJ's Paydirt is getting a 9. And Vendetta Prospecting is getting a 9 as well. So they were really good on the quantity, and their packaging is a typical coffee bag, but they were doubled or triple bagged. For customer service and shipping, they all scored a 10 for customer service. They all replied within 24 hours to an email I sent them through a dummy account so they wouldn't know it was me. But for shipping, Gold Nugget Man took 3 days, so he's only getting an 8.5 total score. Gold Nugget Sales, the same day that the order was placed, it shipped out. In the post office shipped out. So they're getting a 10 total score. The RJ's Paydirt shipped the next day for 9.5. And Vendetta Prospecting was the third day out for a total score of 8.5. And now for total scores, Gold Nugget Man is going to get an 8.9. Gold Nugget Sales is getting a 9.7. RJ's is getting an 8. And Vendetta Prospecting is getting a 9.3. But now I know you're asking, you can't probably remember what these scores were last week, so we're going to flash that up on the screen and see who's going to the semifinals and who is still just going to be selling some really great Paydirt and just didn't make it to the semifinals. So we'll get rid of this spreadsheet, put up the other one, and here you go. Here are the 8 seller scores. Bear Prospecting with a 9.5. Brian Thomas Gold with a 9.5 as well. Culver Prospecting with a 9.8. Gold Bay with a 6.9. Gold Nugget Man, 8.9. Gold Nugget Sales, 9.7. RJ's Paydirt an 8. And Vendetta Prospecting a 9.3. Meaning the 4 sellers moving forward are Bear Prospecting, Brian Thomas Gold, Culver Prospecting, and Gold Nugget Sales. So some big surprises there. We had 3 brand new sellers who weren't even in my 2023 championship, just blowing up with some incredible scores, and Bear Prospecting and Culver Prospecting not only with high scores, but both with over 100% ROIs. And while not a surprise, it's great to see Gold Nugget Sales making it into the semifinals, showing just how consistent GNS is, that he has made all 3 years of my championship semifinals. In fact, the last 2 years he has made the final. So I'm really curious to see if he makes it again this year. Sadly, there also was some bad surprises as well, like the drop-off in Gold Bay, one of the oldest, if not the oldest Paydirt seller out there. But sadly, while his ROIs have stayed high over the years, a lot of the other stuff has been dropping off year after year. Another surprise was Gold Nugget Man and Vendetta Prospecting not making the semifinals this year. While I would still recommend both of these sellers, it just comes down to numbers and consistency on why they missed out this year. Both sellers were a little slow with shipping, and even 3 weeks later when I had a second secret shopper buy all 8 sellers' bags of Paydirt again, they both had slow shipping again. Which sucks because I really like both sellers, and Gold Nugget Man had an incredible over 100% ROI. But last year he did the same thing. He had a really good high ROI beginning, but then his numbers kind of dropped off and he ended up losing to Gold Nugget Sales. In the end, I have 4 great sellers who had great scores making it into next week's semifinals, and only 2 of them will move on to the championship the following week. But that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. Happy panning, and if you're not already a subscriber, think about hitting the subscribe button below.